What do you do when you're completely hopeless and at the end of the rope of the conventional medical system? I ask because today I consulted with two different potential clients that are at this position. One has a brain tumor and is on a drug that will not allow wounds on their gluteal folds or their backsides to heal. So they're in constant pain when they're sitting or when they're walking or moving at all. If they come off the drug, the brain tumor grows. If they stay on the drug, the wounds don't heal. What would you do in that situation? The other consult was with a family that had a 9-year-old with partial complex seizures, ADHD, insomnia, and anxiety and panic attacks. This child has been through the ringer with neurologists. The EEGs that they run on this child are disturbed, but not they're not diagnosable. So they've taken the child off seizure meds, and the child continues to be passed through school and is in 3rd grade, but cannot read or write. This child is not being helped. Both potential clients are at their end of their rope and feel hopeless because they've been failed or not received answers from the conventional medical system. I'm Dr. John Bartemus, and I'm putting the pieces together to help you live a life at optimal. Now, both of these cases need to be approached as the unique individuals that they are. From the cancer side of things, obviously this person must remain with their oncologist and must stay on the medication to keep the brain tumor from growing. But is there something that could be done to speed the healing? Are there external methods you could use to heal the wounds? Are there internal things physiologically and biochemically that could be discovered that are deficient or insufficient that are preventing the healing? Is there an option other than the surgery? I would say probably. We don't know because nobody's looked, but we know that he hasn't been looked at thoroughly. This person has only seen neurologists, so they've only been focused on the brain tumor. But what if there's something else going on with the physiology that is preventing the healing? The rest of the system must be looked at, and even though the tumor and the drug are things that must be dealt with, why don't we address fundamentals? What does oxygen delivery look like? What does circulation delivery look like? And we know circulation is being somewhat inhibited by the drug this person is on. How about blood sugar? How about immune system? Can we prevent infection of the wounds by optimizing immune function? So there are fundamentals of physiology that could be assessed and then addressed if necessary, if dysfunction is found. In the child with the partial complex seizures, ADHD, anxiety, and insomnia, definitely there are things that can be done. In quizzing the parents or taking a history, I found out that this child did not ever crawl. That's a big-time neurodevelopmental guide point or guidepost that was not met, and this person will not develop in school and not develop the vision they need to develop or the brain integration they need to develop until they crawl. This person has been on up to 10 medications for multiple years. There's likely many cross reactions going on between medications to the point where they're probably on a medication because of other medications, and the father made that point. So adding to that, potential metabolic issues such as food reactivity, poor perfusion of the brain, poor delivery of oxygen and glucose, all fundamental physiologic things that if they are not happening, the brain is not going to function as well as it can, and this child will have no hope of learning in school, no hope of developing normally, etc. So you don't always have to know the answer up front, but if you're hopeless, let's go back to the basics. Let's back up and assess fundamentals of physiology and say, hey, are all the building blocks in place and functional as they need to be so that higher order functions can happen? If they're not, then chasing sexy things like brain tumors and seizures are not going to yield benefits, because these fundamentals are key at preventing these upstream things. If the very first fundamental things are good, let's go next layer and next layer and next layer. And let's find the things that are wrong, address them, and see how that changes overall physiology. And by finding and optimizing hiccups in the road, the end stage complaints that once seemed hopeless may be addressed. And not because we heal brain tumors or heal seizures or anything like that, but we give the body what it needs physiologically, create sufficiency and health, and the body can do amazing things.